fellow Toastmasters and most welcomed guests. Imagine you're in a Moroccan restaurant. Guests are seated on low couches against very ornate pillows. The band is playing behind you and you are getting ready to perform your very famous sword dance. The only problem is that where you are dancing blocks the path to get to the bathroom and to the bar. But you would think people could wait a few minutes, but they can't. They will walk by you, oblivious to the fact that you are dancing with a sword on your head. Luckily, you've got balance, and you can move from side to side. Of course, it's not much of a dance anymore as it is a game of dodgeball. But isn't that what life is? It's a balancing act. We balance our checkbook, we balance our diet, we balance work and family. Now balancing a checkbook, well, that's become as easy as clicking on a mouse. I love online banking. It's my favorite video game. It's the only video game I know how to play. Nutrition was summed up for me on a poster in a bakery window that said a balanced diet is a cookie in each hand. It works for me. Work and family. Oh, that's trickier. At work, we focus on our job by keeping our customers happy and our bosses satisfied. We get home and we divide our attention between our spouse, our children, or whatever relationships you have. How's that balancing act working out for you? For me, I was off balance. I was trying very hard to be everything to everybody all the time. The perfect daughter, the perfect sister, the perfect friend, the perfect wife. Yeah, wait. So I just had to laugh at that. The perfect substitute mother and the perfect employee. But I wasn't the perfect me. I had a hard time trying to understand what it was that I wanted from life because I was so busy worried about everybody else. You need a trip to the airport? What time? Midnight? No problem. I've got you covered. The bake sale? Oh, you forgot to tell me about? You need my cookies at 9 o'clock in the morning? Done. Your kid's in the big game. Congrats. Oh, you need me to stay a little bit longer and cover for you? 2 more hours of work? No, go ahead. Have a good time. I couldn't say no. I couldn't let people think I wasn't dependable. Somehow or other, in my reality, I created a belief that I was so vital and so important in everybody's life that mine wasn't even a consideration. I would feel guilty if I even did something for myself. Eventually, the guilt turned into resentment, and the resentment turned into anger. And the anger turned into depression. And then I wasn't any good for anybody, especially myself. So to get myself back on track for my own well-being, I had to change. But I didn't even know how or why, because I'm not even sure how I got this way. So I had to take a step back. And I traced myself to the beginning. And I realized I was following a similar pattern that my mother had laid out for me, which was self-sacrifice equals love. The problem with that equation was love of yourself. And that was a concept I didn't even understand because I looked at that as being selfish somehow. And yet I had to figure it out, to learn what it was that would make me happy. And that really did have to become the priority for me to finally find balance in my life. And I started taking little steps. I started deciding what was important to me and build it into my day. A 30-minute workout? I did it. A dance class? I was there. A Toastmaster meeting? I made it. And little by little, I had to tell people no. And a funny thing happened, though. People started to respect my boundaries. They actually had no problem with that. I didn't lose any friends. My family still speaks to me. And I took an even larger leap of faith. I decided to quit that life-consuming, stressful job for one that was more enjoyable and more fulfilling. And the funny thing is, that company I left, they're still in business. I know, I can't believe they're surviving now. And I have to confess, I skipped laundry and the dishes, and the world didn't come to an end. But just in case clean sheets is what's keeping the apocalypse from happening, I will do it tomorrow. But that was just it. The worst case scenario never happened. All of this stuff that I built up in my head never happened. And yet, I know, as well as most of you, if not all of you, we know what worst case scenarios are. We know what life and death situations are. And for the most part, the decisions I'm making every day, they're not life and death. So I stopped trying to put Band-Aids on other people's situations that I have no control over. And I started to learn what it meant to really enjoy my life and to really make things happen for myself and start leading by example and be an inspiration to others. And what I learned is that at the end of the night, and you've done your amazing sword dance and you didn't stab anybody, be grateful for the balance you have in your life. Thank you.